I'm here because I am a roaring lion crying out righteousness. I do want to say a word about the balloon, because a large number, I think the Pentagon spokesman, Secretary Kirby, and Joe Biden, my time Biden, they've not given us any further information, even about the balloon they shot down over South Carolina, fell into 40 to 50 feet of water out there off the coast of South Carolina, Myrtle Beach area. And there were three other allegedly smaller balloons, one shot down over Alaska near the Aleutian Islands, the other shot down in Canada over the area of Canada called Yukon. By the way, I mean, if it was gathering information, there ain't nothing to gather, ain't no information to gather over the Yukon, but I'll get to that. And then there was one shot down on Sunday over Lake Huron, and when the F-22 went up to shoot the bad boy down, the first shot, the rocket that went out, it missed. I don't know whether the balloon ducked, or did a special maneuver. They had to shoot a second rocket, and finally the second rocket found its target. Believe that damn engineer. What I want to say is this, is that a lot of people are speculating. We know that China has admitted the first balloon that came in over Montana and then zigzagged down across all the, our missile silos, our atomic, if you will, weapons, DEFCON regions, and other sensitive information. It zigzagged, was picking up information as it went. And Joe Biden, my time, let it fly over America for 5 days. China has admitted that they the one sent it. And then China has already retaliated by saying, well, America sends balloons over China, same kind of thing. I found it as an act of war, as an absolutely insult, as a French slap in the face. I find that China did that, but we'll find out a little bit later on. But we're not getting very much information. But what I want to say now, what I want to address is this, is that a lot of people think that the three that was one shot down over near the Aleutian Islands over Alaska, the other shot down over the Yukon, the other shot down over Lake Huron. A lot of people think that there are unidentified objects from outer space. Yeah, that's right. But my thing is, obviously the telescopes, the Webb telescope, the Hubble telescope, has looked literally thousands of miles out into the universe, and they found no life. In fact, we've sent probes, rocket probes as far as Mars. That's found no life on Mars. We've looked at Pluto, Saturn, and all the other Uranus and all that that found nothing out there. Been to the moon, ain't found nothing up there. So if there's any other life coming from another planet, they would have to travel several thousand light years to get here, right? I mean, if you watch Star Trek. I didn't watch Star Trek, by the way. And so, but why would somebody, you raised the question whether it was an unidentified extraterrestrial object, that those three that were shot down up in the North Country up there. Why would somebody who have enough sense that can get a vehicle to travel literally millions of miles and thousands of light years rather, or a light year or so, and then a man sitting up in a F-22 can shoot it down? That ain't the way Star Trek put that thing. Let me stop talking about Star Trek. What I'm trying to say is this, is that anybody who'd be smart enough to send something from outer space to Earth, it ain't gonna get shot down on the first go-round. That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. So I guess we have to rule out UFOs, unidentified objects, or whatever UFO stands for. That's number one. So if it wasn't an unidentified object, who sent it then? Who owns it? I told you it was either Trump, who gave the family jewels secret to Xi Jinping, or to Putin, who is Gog, and Russia, who is Magog, or maybe North Korea may have sent it. You never know. I can see North Korea sending some, having some development. North Korean people, scientists, they're pretty smart over there. I can see them sending it. And as a test to see how quick America can detect it, how quick America can shoot it down. The other thing is that nobody wants to believe this. Everybody think, Jesus said in the days of Noah, when the flood came, people were drinking, getting married, having parties. They were chamberlain. Well, you don't know. If you ever read through the New Testament, the book of Acts, and you see the word chamberlain, you don't know what it is. But I'll tell you, since I'm a Greek student, I'll tell you, because I figured, well, you don't know. And I'm not insulting you, by the way. Chamberlain meant they were doing all kinds of things. They were partying, feasting, and then the Bible said they were chamberlain. Well, chamberlain means that men and women were renting out hotel rooms together. They called it the chamber. So you had the judge's chamber, right? Enter Judge Smith's chamber. But no, they called it chamberlain because men and women were renting out hotel rooms, doing what you do with the men and women getting a hotel room. Anyway, so where was I? What was I talking about? Oh yes, I was saying that possibly North Korea could be sending these objects. You never know. I wouldn't say that they have it. I can tell you it's coming from over there. One of them people over there, either China or North Korea. I don't think that Russia did it, because I think Putin has got some other plans. I think Putin's going to drop a nuclear bomb on the city of Kiev. But I'm not praying that he does. I'm not saying that he should. But that's what I think. And what I think is always correct. Because I think he's had enough of America and the European Union and Biden and, Secretary, what's that fellow's name? Austin. I think he's had enough of all these people. But by the way, they're over there someplace, in some country over there, one of them rich countries over there in the Netherlands over there, meeting now Secretary of Defense with a bunch of other people, all of them, Japheth people. So, so I want to say that I don't think it's identified object from some space source. And if it was so, why is it so easy to be shot down? But we do know that the big balloon that flew over America, China said it was their boy. That was brazen to do that. I'll tell you the absolute truth.